Welcome everyone to poker vlog number 2, where we are in Dallas, Texas for 36 hours. I fly in, get our caffeine fix, and head to Texas Cardhouse in Dallas to jump into a 1-2 cash game where we buy in for $300. So, right before this hand takes place, a guy said, "Hey, it's my birthday, let's do a family pot," which everyone agreed upon. I just sat down, so I'm game. I have ace deuce of hearts in the low jack position, and we go 9 ways to the flop, which is very advantageous. It comes out king, 10, jack, all hearts, so we flop the ace high flush. Checks to me, I check, and it checks around. Whoops. We go to the turn, which is the 4 of clubs, in which small blind leads up for $10. I call, hoping to get more people in the pot, although it folds around. The river brings in the 2 of clubs, where villain bets $20. Weird dynamics since he checked the flop, but also there were 8 others to act. Him leading on the turn makes me think he's got a piece of this board and a draw. Maybe king queen, maybe queen jack or jack 10 with a heart. I'm thinking I'll raise a tad bigger here because either way he'll be in a tough spot, and if he has a straight or a lower flush, I'll get paid off. I count calling chips, count raising chips, fumble said chips, and raise to $70. He thinks for a bit and decides on a call in which we show him the bad news. He ends up having queen 7 of hearts. We scoop up our first pot and are off to a good start. Let me know in the comments your line for this hand or what you think of the raise sizing. This next hand is a case study where we dive deeply into the scientific process of analyzing body language and tells, so strap in. I get pocket 8s and under the gun where I raise to $12. The low jack calls, cutoff calls, and the big blind calls. The cutoff is our case study here, and in my expert analysis at this point in time, this gentleman might live in Dallas. He also might be a Dallas Cowboys fan. Intriguing. Let's move on. The board comes out 10, 6, 3, all clubs. Not a great board with 4 players in. I check, low jack checks, but now look at cutoff gesturing with his hand and then grabbing chips before ultimately checking. It seems he was thinking about betting but decided to check it. Already thinking draw for him. Just like me and everyone else at the table, we all look at our hand to see if we have a club, including the cutoff. But let's analyze this guy a little further. This guy looks at his cards, then pretty assertively puts a chip down on his cards again. With him glancing at his cards, then checking flop, and protecting his cards, I don't think he's got the ace or even king of clubs, maybe a jack or queen of clubs. The turn is the 10 of hearts, but wait, did you see that? This guy is definitely interested in the hand as he repositions, scoots closer, and sits up a little straighter too. Then, right as I put in chips, you can see cutoff is adding more chips to protect his cards. If he calls, I'm thinking 1 club for sure. And he does end up calling as we go to the river. The river is a scare card, an ace of diamonds. I'd continue betting on just about every other card, not including clubs of course. I check and he quickly checks back, which I know we've got the winner. I flip my hand over and we are good. Let's analyze even deeper. Many people break down tells and body language during a hand, but let's be better than that. Let's break it down after the hand is already over. You can see as cutoff mucks his cards, he sets them down, which would be sufficient enough for the dealer to grab, but he goes 1 step further and pushes the cards closer with his middle finger. As if to say to the dealer, screw you for not giving me another club. Our analysis is complete. Cutoff is a Cowboys fan, he had a club, and he's not happy with a dealer. Case closed. So our stack is looking pretty good right now, and then as you can see we have a nice little folding montage there, wow. And then okay, yeah, hey look, black chip slow-mo spinner, that's cool I guess, okay. So this hand I'm on the button with jack 10 suited. Cutoff, who has been an action player, and we will see later in a bomb pot, raises to 10 times the big blind for $20. I decide to call as my hand plays really well post flop. The flop comes out ace 5 6 with 2 diamonds. He decides to, and I'm definitely going to bet here to the tune of $25. He folds and you can hear him say,
"Wrong flop every time. Wrong color."
Sometimes it be like that. We hit a little dry spell until we get a dealer change where we play a double board bomb pot. I'm on the button with a monster, 9-2 offsuit. The board comes out 2-4-2 rainbow on the top and queen 7-3 rainbow on the bottom. The low jack bets $15. The action player in the previous hand decides to call. I call, and then the under the gun decides to go all in for about $240. It folds to the action player, and I'll just let you listen in.
He's all in. Yeah. You went from not playing one hand in 3 hours into all in? 1 minute? Good luck.
This is like my second hand.
Really? You just sit down? Oh, sorry. My apologies.
So he goes all in for $280. It's on me, and I think for a good while here. My hand really isn't great here. I'm on the fence, but what tips me to a decision is the action player being in the hand, so I end up calling. The turn and river come out 9-5 on the top board and 6-5 on the bottom board. The under the gun flips over pocket aces. The action player is not flipping over for some reason, so I flip over my hand. Perhaps I won a board? Then action player finally flips over his cards where he shows pocket sixes.
No.
Well, not quite sure why the action player was going all in on the flop with a pair of sixes, but he of course drilled a 6 on the turn for the bottom board. Under the gun hits the top board, and I lose a lot of money. Did I mention I hate bomb pots? Nothing else too interesting going on. I did add on, but overall was pretty card dead. Lost another bomb pot, raised pre with pocket 10s, no callers. I did get pocket aces here, although I missed pre-flop action as I was trying to get a good thumbnail, but failed at that too. Pre-flop action went like this. Under the gun raised to 10, I'm next to act and raised to 35. Folds around to her and she calls. The flop came out 4, 5, 7 rainbow, she checks, I bet 25, she folds, I take the pot down. We scoop up a little pot, but unfortunately walk away with a loss. In for $450, out for $250. Time to check into the Airbnb, nice view. And then off to meet up with my friend Anna for some food. And pool, where she decided to kick my ass. That wraps up day 1 of our Texas trip. Day 2 involves getting into a daily tournament at the Texas Cardhouse with some of the next gen poker boys. Stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe.